It's February 24th, 2023. Just field notes for myself. Um, I went out for my morning exercise. Um, I went out earlier than normal because in New York today on the weather scale, it said it's warmer in the morning and then steadily getting colder. So I had to switch everything around. Anyhow, so there are times on my specific Fitbit, I don't know why, but at times there's specific codes on the Fitbit that I can read and I can understand what they mean. Like when it says 10,000 and with the foot meaning 10,000 steps, when it gets to 20,000, when it gets to 30,000, I read those, I understand them, I know where I am. It just gives me a healthy reminder, like a benchmark. Then there are special codes that my Fitbit receives. Whatever they are, I know what they are. Um, and whoever's in technology land and technology, whatever, it's whatever it is and whatever. Today, interestingly enough, I got a new special code. I don't know what that was. I passed this one person who I know who it is, and then it sent up a special code in my Fitbit. Again, I don't really know what that's about, but it's worth mentioning in however things work. Um, so there's that. There's also this mention amongst the academy kids in like the A-listers. I heard. Now I stay pretty much out. I don't even follow them. It's like a whole league that I have no access to them, and I haven't lived at their level of luxury or comfort. So, like, I really stay out. Um, and I heard that Kevin Costner is stepping away from Yellowstone, and I was like, hold on. I was like, he is the whole show. The whole show is him. Now he's stepping away. I was like, no, this is in astrology and cosmology. This is like bigger than just like Hollywood antics as far as I'm concerned. I'm like, I would be asking why? If he is the whole show of Yellowstone, why is he stepping away? And what does that have to do with the real world in like the great beyond or local? And who's asking him to do this step? Like, I mean, is it on his own volition that he's stepping away? Where is, like, he said he's going to start his new show by himself, and I'm like, again, I'm a little, I don't know what that means. Um, so that was noteworthy because if it's what I think in a special night visit with a Kingsman, whatever, once upon a time in my youth, in this Huntington, whatever that means, and how things get back to whomever and whatever. Special conversation against a brick wall, no less, for a very curious but like really out of the loop young lady and a very handsome gentleman, not knowing exactly what that was about, in pronouncing himself to Saladino the day after as Nikki. Um, so I'm not quite sure what that's about. Um, but there are whatever real consequences of things that happened. I have to think about this. So that's what's going on and through my head today. Oh, and then the Fitbit, it had the special code. And then when I got to my eighth lap, or the seventh to eighth lap, and I get back, it wouldn't turn on. It like flatlined. I don't know if it lost GPS signal. I don't know if it entered whatever. Um, but, and then when I came home and I did the upload, it says 170 minutes in the zone, but the heart rate was fluctuating. I don't think the read today was as accurate as it normally is. It's not the normal pattern, even though um, I did whatever and whatever. Um, in like airfields, like how do you know if you're in secured airspace or not? Um, if the physics around your body are changing and you don't have that level of physician to call in a two-way phone call, maybe a one-way phone call makes its way. Who never knows how that works. And putting a golden record out into the universe and what alien race might come upon it. Um, so there was that. That's a 1970s reference, by the way. I heard that on Ancient Aliens, um, which came way of the History Channel in the New York area. Um, so the I'm thinking about this right now. Inside railed trains of thought, being in protected airspace, not protected, and in this place and time in New York, I'm having a real hard time, even though I've increased exercise and consistently since November. Um, on the scale of weight measurement, there is it's still like not where my appetite is. I mean, I'm totally sickened by the amount of weight that I'm bearing or carrying. Um, and it's not for lack of trying. So there's this number that it's been stuck at really since November with very little movement, even though I've increased water, even though I've increased calorie and joule and moles burned through exercise and cardiovascular. I've tried to do some strength training, but there's other factors at play. I can't get clear. Like they have things that they call fad diets around here or trendy diets. I really don't know what they're about. I hear them via way of the broadcast, although now they call it streaming. I don't know what that is. It's still a remote. I'm still a remote viewer in this digital package that I don't know how to like traverse my way through. Um, and so um, there's this problem with aerodynamics or like the origami energy points around the outside of physics and the interior physics of my body mechanics. Right now, I was telling Linda and Lou, I was like, it's almost like if you're just a layperson and you get in a car and you hear a noise, you don't know what it is, but if you take it to the mechanic who specializes in this, sometimes he knows, or he knows if the alignment's off or whatever. It's something like that. Um, but as far as diet and nutritional needs, there's not real answers here. Again, between pesticides, um, on the fruit and vegetables that are coming in, whether they've genetically modified the food or not, which I've heard that in the field. I have no way of verifying it. Although I can tell you that the fruits and vegetables don't taste the same any longer. Um, So it's just this culmination of parts that I can't seem to find this healthy, and then trying to find a nutritionist, a professional. Even though they say they take my insurance, they when I called, they don't. Um, I spoke with Father Carl yesterday about getting a job. He pulled up something at Parks Department. He gave me something to text a number, which I did, but that number texted me back saying I had to be on public assistance, which I've applied for public assistance before. It just, they deny me or they make it so difficult that it never completes. So, I don't even know how to complete out an application to even get the seasonal job at the Parks Department. They just make it way too complicated. I mean, way too many hurdles. It's absolutely disgusting. I'm in need. I have no income and I've been out of work for a long time. I'm trying to get back into the workforce and it's just again, I'm like, is it because I'm white? I mean, it's worth asking at this point because I see all sorts of people getting public assistance and public service that are not. I just don't know where this wall is I keep hitting, where they just keep denying me basic human services just to survive. There has to be laws against that. I mean, why are they funding all these public assistance programs when my demographic is not even able to get access to them to help myself? I was also thinking today as I was running, I'm like, they're all like, when I was, I've heard in the media, like, I didn't grow up on this crap, but I heard, like, when the kids went to college, they were all mad about Hitler and, like, the gas chambers and the Holocaust. And I'm like, right, got that. That's a spark of reality that they all seem to share in this area as, like, a talking point. I was like, yet they get jobs, they go and invest in the automobile industry and the fuel industry, and then they poison themselves with gasoline and combustible engines in this area. I'm really not clear on where their anger towards. I mean, like, it doesn't make, like, humans just don't make any sense to me whatsoever. I'm like, then why are you investing in automobiles and dirty fuel that are like known neurological and motor toxins depending on who your fuel delivery is coming from? And who's running that show? I mean, how does one find that out? Again, why is Kevin Costner leaving Yellowstone? These are the questions I'd be asking if I had an A-list in crowd to speak to. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. I'm in this. It's star 1978, star 83. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies, Broken. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.